We thank you for staying with us on Lagos Television. Techbridge is the program. DSTV 256, GoTV 90, and UHF 35. Welcome to Techbridge today. I'm Sheyifomi Olatide.
You're welcome to Techbridge, and this is election period, so I'm so happy that we're talking about a very important topic today. You're welcome once again to Techbridge.
Yes, you are happy about talking about election, but on the other way, probably I'm not so happy because technology is not playing the role it is supposed to play in our elections.
That is exactly why you were not happy. But I'm happy that we'll talk about what we need to do.
Okay, yes, I agree with you. So we discovered that when we talk about Nigeria elections, we are still, without mincing words, using the analog way.
Which is not good.
Forget about the smart card reader. Yes, we are deploying that, but there is more to technology that we can deploy
A lot.
compared to what we are having now.
Honestly, a lot. And that is why I said I'm happy, because the leaders should look at this bigger picture of how I can vote conveniently. Leaders should look at how they can deploy things that would not allow for rigging.
Sure.
Leaders should look at how they can make life comfortable without necessarily declaring holiday.
Yes, that is where I'm going.
So a number of things will be discussed on this platform concerning this e-voting today.
All right, so it's Techbridge on Lagos Television. We're talking about e-voting and deploying technology to our elections. Stay with us. We'll be back after this break. Thanks for staying with us. The program is still Techbridge on Lagos Television. We told you we're talking about electronic voting, how we can deploy technology into our electioneering process in Nigeria. Tochukwu Egesi, a social innovator, is here on Techbridge to shed more light on that. Thanks for joining us again.
Thank you, Say.
Tochukwu, you are welcome.
Thank you, Say.
Welcome
Thank
to
you, Toy.
Techbridge. And like you
Very
said,
well.
we're looking at electronic voting. Some people
Yes.
call it online voting.
Yes.
Whatever name you call it, technology voting.
Yes.
How can Nigeria start this process, or how can Nigeria benefit from this process?
So first, we need to go back to the basics. You know, it's in the world of electronic voting is in the world of civic technology, and Nigeria it's coming up a bit in that space with the likes of budget. You know, presenting government budget to us. You know, regularly. There are other formats for that as well. Citizen engagement platforms are all around Africa, you know. But when it comes to election, you know, we have to change the current status quo. You know, with what we saw that the government is spending over 190 billion naira on this election alone, 2019 election alone. You know, notwithstanding life lost, notwithstanding property lost, notwithstanding time spent, you know, notwithstanding the level of disenfranchisement that is happening for Nigerians in diaspora. I mean, these Nigerians in diaspora know everything happening in Nigeria, so they deserve to vote. You know, so why are we taking them out of the system? You know, and the people in Nigeria, why are we taking Nigerians in the system? I mean, there is a current poll going on who you wish to vote for. If you look at that poll, you will see that millions and millions of Nigerians are voting, you know, but on that platform.
And that is just within and without.
Yeah, that is within and without.
Online.
It's online.
Just expressing our wishes.
Exactly. But if you look at the number of the people on that platform and the people that currently have the PVC, you know, the difference is so much.
I think currently we have about 84 million
Yes.
people that have registered. Even though it's not everybody that will vote.
That will vote,
so I'm
yes.
just buttressing your point that
Yes.
you have 84 million.
Yes.
Meanwhile, you have some other millions outside the country who
Yes.
cannot vote.
Who cannot vote.
So
by any
electronic
means.
voting is one of the ways.
It's going to put them in. And for us to drive that, we need to bring in private sector. So imagine an election week whereby I can easily walk into a bank branch and cast my vote. Imagine an election week you can sit down in your office and cast your vote. Imagine an election week. I mean, these banks are all over the country.
So they are closer to virtually everybody that is eligible to vote.
Eligible to vote, yes. You know, post office is all over the country, even in the remote villages.
So those places can be like a polling center.
Yes.
Because they already have the facility.
They already have the facility. They already have the so-called internet, and we don't need that. When we talk about this issue and we say there's no internet in those communities, it's not true. You go there with an offline enabled mobile app,
which is something like USSD.
The mobile,
like
a phone, you know,
okay.
And then they can cast their vote, and then when it touches the internet, it will push it. The same way your WhatsApp works, you send a message. it doesn't go, but when you get to where there's internet, it will push it.
Yeah.
You know, so at the end of the day, it is realistic for us to do electronic voting in Nigeria, and it's just going to be cheap because you don't even need to put in polling units all over the place, because the banks, the hospitals, the post office locations, all of these places,
They are ready-made place for
police stations. They're everywhere. You
but
know,
are we mature for that?
so the thing is that if the process becomes less proof of malpractice, you know, it becomes easier to reduce the risk of people fighting and all of that. Violence, yeah, because people are never going to gather in one place to say we are doing election. So you walk imagine that you walk into the bank. Hello, sir, what do you want to do? I want to vote. They just direct you to a particular point, and it is only you at that time. So if you walk in there and do something wrong, you are literally on your own, because people have a whole week to do it.
So it won't be like a day thing that
Yes.
Now you are
works.
talking.
Yes.
Okay, so now let's pick it from this angle. As much as that is really interesting and very laudable,
Yes.
the other factor we need to consider is how secure these votes are.
Yes.
Nigeria is probably fighting with vote buying and
Yes.
rigging.
Yes.
So this technology, will it take care of that?
I mean, this country moves. This election is worth 189 billion, and this money is moving through an electronic system. So if we can move 189 billion through an electronic system, why can't we move our votes? And that electronic system runs on the internet. So what it means is that we have the capacity inside Nigeria to secure 189 billion naira for an election. So we also have the capacity to secure our votes. I mean, there are a lot of startups in Nigeria. I'm not even talking about the established businesses. There are startups in Nigeria that have all the necessary certification in terms of security. And in this kind of process, you hire, you know, top-level hackers to hack your solution. That is to test-proof the solution. So as much as people are sitting down to think of how to hack the solution, there are people that you've hired. They are called ethical hackers.
Okay.
So you hire them to hack,
troubleshoot.
troubleshoot.
Try what the hackers could do.
Yes, exactly,
it's
and block
proven,
it.
yeah.
You know, and they keep doing that, all, you know, consistently, and the solution becomes watertight. You know, but my point is that we are running one of the strongest financial systems in the world.
Yes.
It is only in Nigeria that you send money to somebody and the person gets an alert immediately. You know, it is only in Nigeria, and that puts us at top level when it comes to financial system, and we have strong security. And most of these banks are Nigerian banks.
So
So
my
we can
partner's
drive that.
question, that
Yes.
means it will curb this vote buying.
For it to curb it,
To curb it outright.
it starts from the registration, the identity process, identity management process for Nigeria. Imagine that we have just one ID number across board. So your driver's license, your voter's card, everything is just
is
one number.
synchronized.
Which NIMSI
synchronized.
is already doing.
Yeah,
NIMSI.
they should drive that conversation faster.
Wow.
Because what it then means is that once I put in my identity number, you know, I guess it's similar to what the people in US call the social security number. So once I put it in, that number cannot vote again. So there's no need crying foul saying, go and get your PVC, go and get your voter's card, temporary voter's card,
Open the
permanent.
platform for voting, and you just go.
Are you a Nigerian and are you more than 18? The system already knows that identity number, the age of that identity
belongs
number
to you,
belongs to
and
you.
it cannot be duplicated.
It cannot be
So
duplicated.
it can curb vote rigging.
It will curb everything overnight.
Okay, so
overnight.
let's look at it this way. Let's break
Yeah.
it down. We understand
Yes.
that technology is going to play a big role here.
Yes.
But in specific terms,
Yeah.
what steps should we say that the government needs to take?
Okay.
The right technology to deploy, where do
Okay.
they start from?
They should start from the identity management process. We need one number for every Nigerian. The BVN would help, but they need to consolidate. The reason is that, as I told you earlier, I shared with you earlier that my ATM card, you know, got stuck, you know, but it wasn't the same bank. So when I got to the other bank, all they did was to ask me to confirm my BVN with my fingerprint, and I didn't even do it in that. The BVN was not done in that bank; it was done in another bank. But they were able to verify me, and they gave me my ATM card. You know, so what it means is that if they can synchronize it to be holistic, one number for every Nigerian, that alone would even help the leaders in making decisions. And I'm surprised how that is so difficult to actualize. You know, because Estonia is the leader in e-governance. You know, everything in Estonia happens online.
Wow.
everything.
So that is probably the first step.
Yes,
Having a unified identity
exactly
for individuals.
Exactly.
Then what type of technology? At some quarters, people believe that blockchain technology is going to play a bigger role in this.
Yes.
Is that what you also mean?
Yeah, what blockchain means is to add a level of verification to it, and essentially with the one number situation, we can as well solve that problem of blockchain. How can we verify that that person is actually the one? Once you put in that number and there's a verification system, that sorts it out. And we don't really need to do anything new or do anything magnificent. It is a software that has the highest level of security clearance, supported with an identification management system. Then you cast your vote. Imagine that the number of people vying for presidency, there are how many? About 60?
Like 70 something.
73. So how do you do that on a sheet of paper?
That's why they ask, okay, use your
index
finger.
Yeah.
But
how do you search for them? How long will the paper be?
The blockchain technology is just one of the options.
Yes, it's just one of the options.
Some talked about the encryption.
Yes.
Which is different from blockchain.
Yes.
Now, let's go back. After the identity management system,
yes,
how and what should government do
yes.
to drive this process of e-voting?
So it comes back to social behavior. Are we putting in place a similar thing into the system that would, make people kind of conversant with the process? So the next point is the next 4 years. What happens in the next 4 years?
Identity management.
Yes.
I look at data warehousing,
exactly.
data analysis. I look at network.
Yes.
I look at encryption.
Yes.
So if I test all those things, I should be able to get it.
There are data centers in Nigeria. We don't need to go far. The data wouldn't leave Nigeria.
So it's like we have all the structures.
There are data centers. There are people that offer data center as a service.
Of course, banks are on clouding.
Exactly, and it's a law that banks can't keep their data outside Nigeria. So there are data centers in Nigeria to provide data warehousing services. So the system is robust, but it is available in this country.
Okay, so let's talk about the cost.
Yes.
Running an election on analog way
yes.
and running it in a digital way.
Yes.
Which one is more costly?
Of course, the analog way is definitely much more expensive. Currently going at 190 billion for the 2019 election. We will not spend more than 1 billion if we do it online.
So that means we'll be saving costs.
We will save a lot of money.
Getting more credible results.
More credible results.
Yes.
Less time consuming.
Yes.
A lot of other things.
Having more people in the process. Without disenfranchising Nigerians.
Yes, and less electoral violence.
So we'll look at the benefit of e-voting too. I want to imagine what the future of Nigeria would be with good electronic voting system.
Yes. It will be a country where the people that Nigerians want become leaders. As simple as that. It's
transparent enough.
Transparent enough, yes, and inclusive Nigeria. Okay. That is the key word, an inclusive Nigeria. Because even now, people that have disability find it hard to go and vote because it's not convenient, But if they have an ID card, someone helps them, a relative helps them confirm in fact, they use the internet. They use the internet. Someone helps them confirm their ID number, and they can vote. People outside Nigeria can vote. So an inclusive Nigeria is what e-voting will give us.
Well, I pray we get there sooner than we think.
We would.
That is what we're talking about, and the advocacy on the Techbridge today is for the government, the present government, to embrace technology in electioneering process in Nigeria. Tochukwu, thanks so much for coming to Techbridge to shed more light on that.
Honestly speaking, we are glad that you've come.
Thank you very much.
I want to believe that the future is bright for Nigeria.
Definitely.
All right, please stay with us. We'll be back after this break. Well, thanks for staying with us. It is Techbridge on Lagos Television. This is where we give you everything you need to know about technology.
That discussion from Tochukwu is explosive. It's loaded. There are so many things, underlying things that we didn't even discuss.
We didn't even touch.
Let me tell you, you look at the time. By the time we have e-voting system in place, the issue of time is properly managed.
Yes.
So it's going to save time for people that are busy. It's going to save money, the cost both for the government and for individual and citizenry. It's going to save logistics problem. It's going to save integrity. It's going to save a number of things. So why can't can't we go on electronic
And
voting?
it's more credible.
More credible,
Kind of.
more acceptable.
I heard that in some higher institutions they are deploying technology to do their SUG voting.
My
Here
God.
in Lagos, I heard that recently, and I'm thinking that if a school can do that, a nation will have enough capacity to fund something like that, and that is what we're advocating.
Remember, a particular social media started from school, from campus. And before, that thing was working well. So the man turned it into a big system, and it's making billions of naira. So if a particular university is doing that already for student union government election, why can't we leverage on that or call some other experts to look at it and get us a viable, reliable system that works?
Okay, it's going to work. By God's grace. Well, that is our show today, Techbridge on Lagos Television. Many thanks for joining us. Remember that all our social media platforms are available for you to use. On Facebook, we are Techbridge LTV. And of course, on YouTube, we are also Techbridge LTV. This episode and all other episodes you can watch again and again. Once again, thanks so much for joining us. I'm Sheyifomi Olatide. See you some other episode.
Thank you for your time on Techbridge today. You have learned a lot. We've learned a lot. Government has learned a lot. We believe that this will work and it will bring credibility to our nation. Thank you once again. My name is Tony Olagoke, signing out. Bye.